Hi everyone, my pen name is Dazzle, like shining bright like a diamond dazzle, but spelled Dasl. I just wanted to share with you my tiny little library over here. I do have more books, but I don't have like the grandiose wall to wall fabulous library. I have a broke library, which means Broke with a little accent mark. Anyway, I just wanted to share my collection and give you a little bit of info about some of the books I've read recently and some of the books I DNF'd and some of the books I actually went ahead and started up reading again. I will also share why some of the books I didn't like, and this is no hate on the authors, this is no hate on the genre, so please don't come for me in the comments, don't come for me and try to slay me as a fellow author, well, indie author. I'm afraid of critique as well. I actually gag on a spoon when it comes to critiquing. So, anyway, here we go. First things first, Annihilation. One thing I do want to say about this book is that I actually love the cover of it. I know it probably has different variations, but I got it back when it first came out in theaters around 2018, and my whole goal for getting this book was to go ahead and read it before watching the movie. Unfortunately, um, this book did not hold my attention. I kept putting it down, picking it up, putting it down. I just could not finish it. I finally forced myself years later to pick it up, read the book, finish it cover to cover, and I was like, okay, glad that's over with. I'm never going to do that to myself again. I just wanted to say that I got it done. But I actually love the movie and the artwork in the movie more than I like the writing of the book. Maybe I'm just not intellectually uh, capable of understanding the writing of this particular novel. So I tried again with the third book, skipping the second book since the premise seemed a little bit too dry for my taste. So, Acceptance is book three of Jeff Vandermeer's Southern Reads trilogy, and I actually liked it more than book one. I felt like by itself, it almost felt like a standalone story, even though it had characters from book one in it. I preferred this one. I feel like the world building was stronger. I was more sucked in, and he did a great job. I would probably attempt another one of his books, but again, this may be one of those situations where it's a higher level um, novel, a form of sci fi or speculative fiction that maybe I'm too um, not experienced for, I guess, even in my ripe old age of 30. Okay, so some love her and some call her mother. I have to say that I have mixed feelings about Sarah J. Maas. I know she was super popular in the 2010s. I did not discover her until late last year. I didn't even know what A Court of Thorns was or Akatar, as a lot of the Instagram and book talk and all those girlies and guys were getting at. But I had a Target credit card at the time and I had some time on my hands. So I said, okay, let's give it a let's give it a roll and let's give it a chance. So first we have A Court of Thorns. I will say that I did expect it to be more of a Beauty and the Beast, but it wasn't. It was more like beastly. I do love wolves, they're my favorite animals, so I was hurt. And I thought for the longest time that this was like some sort of Chinese dragon, but the artwork is pretty in on the cover. As far as the writing, um, I did DNF this book for many moons, and then I said, okay, let me just give it a chance. Let me just read it. Let me just get it over with. Kind of like how I did with the Jeff Vandermeer series, and at the end, I was shocked stupid by what the twist was. And I can understand why, you know, the book was popular in its day. And um, yeah. The next one, A Court of Mist and Fury. So we've got Shadow Daddy stuff going on here. And the D word, depression. You probably were thinking of a different one, but no, this one was more close, hitting close to home for me, especially with the fact that, Homegirl was going through it after her trials, and I felt for her, and I thought that her old man, spoiler alert, was a jerk, but girl had to grow up sometime. I did not care for this book at all. I just read it, and then it sped up and got interesting towards the last few pages. Around the time we got to Akawar, I was shooketh. I was taken aback. I was like, okay, I have to put respect where respect is due. This was amazing, and yeah, I mean it I'm speechless, and all I have to say is paint and paint scene, and that's all I got to say. So good job, Sarah. Good job. Keep up the good work.